线上的朋友们，大家下午好！很高兴在周四下午的3点半跟您相聚在我们公开课的直播间。今天我们公开课请来的嘉宾呢，来自新西兰本土的制造商 Marley。Marley 一直是新西兰值得信赖的建商供应品牌，专业制造用于雨水管道、电气和基础设施应用的 PVC 和 PE 管道及其配件系统。欢迎本期的嘉宾 Marley 的业务发展经理 Brandon Bass 来到公开课，与我们分享他在水管应用和设计方面的知识。Hi Brandon, welcome to our webinar today. I'm sure you have a lot to share with our audience about Marley and your products, and I will just make a brief introduction about the webinar today.
Thanks, Lily.
No worries. 好，那么我们今天的主题主要是分为以下的几个内容。第一部分呢是雨水槽和雨水管的系统。这个小小的配件实际上也是十分有讲究的，不管呢是雨水的下落速度、雨水的收集利用，尤其是联排方面，它也有一个增高的需求。同样，在民宅和商业项目外观愈加丰富的今天，雨水管的颜色、材质搭配也开始变得重要。第二部分呢，我们会为大家介绍关于 Deep Blue 隔音管道系统。为住户带来安静的生活已经成为房产具有竞争力的一大重要的要点。为了帮助实现这个降噪举措Marley 推出了 Deep Blue 的隔音管道系统。这种降噪系统已经在新西兰各地的商业建筑、医院、公寓、住宅和其他项目中广泛应用。第三部分呢，就是与 Homestar 和 Greenstar 相关的塑料回收的项目，尤其是工地余料的回收和重复利用，这也会对您项目的环保指数来进行加分。欢迎您听到最后并随时进行提问。Okay, I'm about to share my screen. Just let me know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Back to you.
Okay. Right. So, as Lily said, I'm Brenda Bass. I'm the business development manager for new builds and rainwater. So what I'm going to speak about today is an overview of the company, Marley, what we offer, focusing on our rainwater products, our Deep Blue acoustic pipe system, and touch on our recycling and sustainability program as well. So when it comes to Marley, New Zealand, we're owned by AliAxis, which is a Belgian company. It's the largest PVC manufacturer in the world. They have factories in pretty much every continent. In New Zealand, we're made up of 3 businesses. There's Marley, there's Dynex that do the Palisade, Dynaflash and cavity closers. And then we have RX Plastics, who are based in Hamilton and in the South Island, and they do all the large 1,500 to 30,000 litre tanks. But our focus today is predominantly on the Marley offering. So within New Zealand, we've got a team of 450 employees, 5 sites around New Zealand. So predominantly we manufacture PVC and HDPE pipe, so both plumbing, electrical products, and obviously the rainwater as well, and also hot and cold systems for behind the wall. So used by builders, plumbers, electricians, and also in the rural section with farmers as well. And I'll touch at the end of the slides, touch on Plastics Recycling New Zealand. That's a joint venture we're doing with Waste Management New Zealand. And we just bought Comspec in the South Island, but we'll touch at that at the end of the presentation. Thanks, Lily.
Yeah. 这个上周六如果有来到亚洲建筑博览会现场的朋友，应该也对 Marley 这个品牌不陌生，因为他们基本上会参加非常多建筑行业的展会。Sorry, just letting people know that if they came last Saturday for ACE, they would have seen your brand as well.
Great.
Yeah.
So touching on the rainwater range, we've got 4 or 5 different profiles. It's really based on the flow, the rainfall that comes off of your roof, which one you select, but also with the aesthetics, the appearance as well. Yeah. So you may or may not be aware, but we started our rainwater probably about 40 years ago. We only made white PVC gutters and spouting and downpipe. And then the last 10 years, we've started to add colours to the process just to follow colour steel colours and also get into that metal downpipe and gutter market. And we'll touch on why we think that we've got a better offering versus metal. So when it comes to the color range, we call our color range the Stratus range, but it's a brand name under that Marley umbrella. So we've got the black, the grey friars, the iron sand, the flax black it's the same match as flax pod in the color steel colors. And come February next year, we're introducing gull grey, which is that light grey color that's going to be in 2 profiles and also downpipe as well. So there seems to be a transition back to the lighter colors when it comes to color specifications for roofs. So that's why we think gull grey is going to be a really good addition to our family.
Yeah. Sorry, just a bit of interpretation here.
Yeah.
那么就是在新西兰生活一段时间的朋友们，其实都会注意到，在各个尤其是民宅的附近啊，它有这个雨水槽以及落水管，就是雨水管。那么可能很多朋友他不太会注意这样非常不起眼的一个小小的设置，但是其实啊，它的讲究也是非常多的。那么大家屏幕上可以看到，一共有5种颜色的选择，可以通过这个不同的设计以及不同的房屋的情况来匹配整个房子的外观。那么今天我们会介绍不同形状的雨水槽，它的这个雨水流量不一样，并且会因为屋顶的形状和面积和角度，然后来进行不同的选择。然后下面Brandon 就会对这些不同的产品进行介绍。
So when it comes to our color process, it's actually not a coating as such. It's not sprayed on. It's actually co-extruded. So it's actually bonded to the PV surface. It's one product. So it's probably 0.5 millimeter thick, that color is. So that makes it more durable, long lasting, and we've got very high UV resistance. So therefore, like color steel, if you compare the fade over 10 years to the steel versus the PVC, it fades at about the same rate. Australia, New Zealand sun is very harsh, so you do get a little bit of a lightening of the color, but it won't go brittle. So the color is pretty steadfast. So we've got that outer color, and then we've got, as you see on that gutter example there in the picture, the inside is a lighter grey. The reason for that, it gives it more strength. It deflects some of the heat, and it minimizes that contractions. So PVC moves, shrinks and expands in the cold and the heat. So by having that lighter color on the inside, it kind of reduces that movement quite a bit for us, as well as that strength. It does help with that water flow as well when it runs off into the downpipe. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And did you mention that this is made from PVC? What
is
the material?
So it's all PVC. So we start the process for all our products, whether it's our rainwater or our DWV pipe for underground, or even our electrical products. It all comes in PVC beads, which is about 1 or 2 millimeter thick, fed into the hopper, and then it's co-extruded based on the profile or the fittings. It's all a virgin PVC product. We'll touch on our recycling and where and when we use that in our products as well later on.
Yeah. 好，那么正在观看我们直播的观众朋友们，今天我们讲的是关于 Marley 的雨水槽和落水管，然后后面还会有我们的这个降音和降低噪音的排水系统，然后最后也会讲到关于我们这个塑料回收的一个项目啊。那么现在我们讲到的是雨水槽跟落水管它的这个材料。首先大家可以看到它外观呢其实是一个就是并不是一个简单的 coating， 这个颜色呢它是做在材料一体的，所以它有非常强的防紫外线和对这个天气的这个抗压的一个特性。然后里面的话呢，这一层 internal layer 它是有比较好的防止热胀冷缩的这样的一个特性，所以是新西兰本地生产的，并且适用于新西兰本地的天气的。
Right, so the first profile we're going to start with is called Storm Cloud. If you're familiar with metal spouting, they call that profile the quarter round profile, but our brand name for that is Storm Cloud. This makes up 60% of our total sales of our rainwater profiles. So this comes in our standard white, but also those colours that we've mentioned, the iron sand, grey friars, black, and then come February, the gull grey will be added to that as well. So this has a flow capacity of 70 litres per minute. So That's more than enough for your standard 180 to 240 square metre house. At sort of a 15-degree pitch angle of your roof, that's more than enough to accommodate that in your standard 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom residential house. So that's both steel and PVC. This is the most common profile that you see installed. Nice clean lines, pretty much go with any style of house. Yep. The next one is the Typhoon, or the half round. Here's one I prepared earlier. So this is a really popular little product for us. We do that in all those colors that I mentioned, but we also do a copper and a titanium, and this, we call that the metallic colors. This has a 17-litre higher flow rate than the Storm Cloud. So 6,100 square millimeters cross-section. It also comes with an option of external or internal fixing brackets. So that's more about the look of how you want. So the external brackets kind of look better. They probably give it a little bit more strength as well, but it's more about the aesthetics and the look and the feel for it. So yeah, great little product. The next one is the classic profile, or the Roman design that it was originally called. So this was our original one, probably has been on the market 38 to 40 years. We only do this in white, and it only comes with internal brackets, but you'll see this in a lot of the original old bungalows. We do a lot of additions, alterations. The transportable housing market and modular homes really like this profile as well. It's quite strong with that indentation look at the front. So it has got a lot of strength to it as well. And it's our largest flow capacity, where Storm Cloud did 70 litres. This will do 97 litres. And then we have FL2. Now, FL2 you might not be too familiar with, but this is a really niche, strong market in coastal sea spray, or places that have a prevailing wind. On all our profiles, you see that the front is always higher than the back. So that way, if it gets blocked up, the water will flow out the back. There's a 10 mil gap for the brackets between your fascia. So by building code, your roof has to go in 50 mil into your gutter profile. With the FL2, it's a lot higher. As you see in that diagram, might be hard to see, but the front is a lot higher with the FL2. And the reason that is so popular in coastal regions is if you've got a prevailing wind, that'll blow salt into that roof line. Having that high profile will just reduce the amount of salt and debris that will go into your roofing cavity. So it does protect and increase the life of your roof as well. So down the east coast, Coromandel Peninsula, right down the Bay of Plenty, a lot of FL2 is installed, especially the west coast of the South Island that has that westerly wind all the time. We're very strong in that market as well. Mm-hmm. That has the lowest flow capacity of 65 litres per minute, but it does have a strong uptake in those high wind zones.
好，那么我看到有很多朋友刚刚加入到我们的公开课里面来啊。今天我们给大家带来的内容呢，主要是关于 Marley 这个品牌它在新西兰的一些水管方面的知识。现在我们讲到的是关于雨水槽以及雨水管方面的内容。然后大家现在屏幕上看到呢，这个是一个在海边区域会比较常用的，因为可以看到就是朝外的这个长一点的部分啊，它是能够有效的遮挡海风对屋顶造成的一定影响的。所以说这个风不会带着盐的成分进到这个屋顶的 cavity 的系统里面去，所以这个即使说它能够承担的这个 flow capacity 比较小，但是呢它是非常适用在 sea spray zone 还有强风区域的。
Yeah. And that one I failed to mention, that's got internal and external brackets as well, so it's really good at hiding if you've got a really crooked roof line, like your corrugated iron sometimes can be a bit messy. That FL2 can also hide that look as well. Mm-hmm. I'm moving on to RP80, so our 80mm downpipe offering. This is probably the strongest in the market, even up against metal. So we do an 80, a 65 mil round as well, and we also do a 65 and a 100 mil rectangle. Again, we do all the colors, so white, grey friars, iron sand, black, gold grey in February. And I always tell people that treat it like it's really good to slot together. It's like Lego or a jigsaw. It just slots together nicely because we've got like 43 and 90 degree fittings. It can go around any angle, around the corner. It's fast to install as well. So if you're going to put in a metal downpipe and you've got some bends under your eaves and soffit, the installer's going to have to cut that metal on site. He's going to have to rivet it and silicone it. With our product, it just slots together. So your installation time is going to be a lot quicker and a lot less wastage.
那么我们现在看到的这个雨水管的连接件，它有不同的角度，主要是为了连接不同的转角部分的上下的水管。然后这个产品呢，其实在市场上它会经常被这个金属的水管来进行做一个比较。金属的水管呢，在切割的过程中它需要进行切口的打磨，然后再用 silicone 把它连接起来。那么这个长时间来看 silicone 它可能会有坏掉，或者说金属内部生锈的这种风险。那么选用 PVC 的材料的话，第一个是安装是非常方便快捷的，其次切口这边也不用担心需要做额外的处理。所以从这个工程的施工的难易程度以及长期的maintenance 来讲的话，这个PVC 的产品和它的连接件都有比较大的优势。
Just if we go back to that one, Lily, I also need to mention when it comes to your metal spouting, so if you've got that bend under your soffit, we find a lot of the time with the metal, the leaves and debris will sit in that soffit angle. So if you've got leaves and debris and salt spray, that's going to rust out pretty quickly. And again, they're not going to have that problem with ours. You know, you're not going to be replacing it 5 to 7 years. Yep. So another thing we do is we're really big on rain harvesting. So whether it's capturing water for just watering the garden or you're in a rural situation where you're on tank water, we've got two product offerings for that. The first is the curve. So the curve is installed onto your RP80 downpipe. This is for when it rains, any leaves will shoot out the front of that curve in the fin. So that way it won't go into your drinking tank. We're also finding some city councils like Tauranga City Council want these put on all new builds. So they're lessening the amount of debris that goes into the stormwater system. Like we had the big rains the last 2 years. A lot of the issues was the council can't get around to clean out all the stormwater drains. This helps reduce the amount of leaves and debris that's going to go into the council system. So a great little product going on a lot of new builds up here in Auckland as well. And then we have the twist or the water diverter. So again, great little product. If you're going to capture water for either drinking or water the garden, this just slots into the downpipe. Both of these products don't require any gluing. It's an easy DIY product. You install it, you twist it 90 degrees on and off, and you can just fill your tank. So I've got some customers that live in the Coromandel, and they've got all these twists on all their downpipes on the house. So that's how they feed their drinking water tank. So 20,000 litre rural tank can get filled using this product as well. So great little product.
好，那么我们现在屏幕上看到的两个产品呢，一个是落叶收集器，它有一个专门的这个 filter 能够把落叶给全部接住，所以说很多朋友就不需要再从 gutter 里面把落叶给掏出来了。然后下面的这个系统呢，它是一个用于雨水收集的，在很多 rural area 或者说它这个降水不是那么丰富，但是自家还需要去储备雨水的这样的这个尤其是农场上的一些房子。第二个产品的话也是非常推荐的，就是能够帮助你快速的去收集一下雨水。Thank you.
And the last product we've just added in the last year is our Tankit. So this is a residential tank, 316 litre volume. You might see if you go to Bunnings and Mitre 10 or other plumbing merchants, they have like the 250 litre tank. It's normally grey or green and it's round. So we've made this rectangle, so sits nicely against the house. Sits about 570 mils deep, and works great in coordination with the twist. So you install the twist on your downpipe, and then you can have a garden hose attachment that goes into the top of the tanker. So we launched that a year ago. We're getting a lot of pickup of this from the Hawke's Bay and Wellington, where they've got water issues, and we're getting a lot of the group housing people now putting this as part of their offering for their rainwater. So great little product. So for watering the garden, filling the spa pool, it's a good little product, especially being rectangle.
That's the commercial one.
Yep. And then we've got our last profile is the Magnum. So this is pretty much the same profile as the Typhoon that we spoke about earlier, but it's probably 2.5 times the volume capacity. So this will take 250 litres a minute. This only comes in grey, and it's with an external bracket only. But we're getting a lot of work with this in schools, libraries, any rural pole sheds as well. And we also send a lot to Fiji and the islands on the resorts over there. That comes with a 100 mil downpipe. Again, that's just in grey at this stage.
Yeah.
So going to run through a couple of pictures so you get an idea about the look and feel of how each profile looks with a different style house, whether it's got stone schist or it's a weatherboard profile. And we'll also have a little video that Lily will show as well of a medium density housing in South Auckland. Yeah.
Would you like me to play the video now?
Yes, please.
Cool.
Hello, I'm Kevin Lee from Scale Construction. We are an Auckland-based building company currently undertaking development of medium-density housing. Our latest project is here in Mahia Road, Manurewa. We found this great 800 square meter site and saw instant potential. Manurewa is an up-and-coming area with great community infrastructure. The size of the land also offered a great opportunity for multi-unit dwellings. The building consists of 4 two-story townhouses, which are 134 square meters. They each have 4 bedrooms, family bathroom, ensuite bathroom, and separate toilet. The build took around 9 months and was smooth sailing due to our detailed planning. The most challenging part was dealing with the very unpredictable weather we've had lately. We chose timber weatherboard cladding inspired by traditional Kiwi home designs. This not only added character, but also fit the architectural look of the neighborhood. It's also great for thermal insulation, keeping homes warm during winter and cool during summer. The cladding is painted in white and black color. The roof is made of color steel long run metal and is ebony color. We chose Marley Stratus Design Series for the spouting and downpipes because of their commitment of sustainability. Also, the products are corrosion resistant, are 100% recyclable, and are made in New Zealand. They also come with a 15 years guarantee. The Marley curved incorporated into the RP80 downpipe allow for the use of the collective water, which is both environmentally and economically beneficial. We choose the Typhoon profile because of its large capacity, and we also like the way it looks with the internal bracket because it's smooth and modern. The flex black color was chosen to complement the overall monochromatic color scheme of the houses and to provide a modern, sleek appearance. The spouting and downpipe were installed by Koto Care, and they found it really fast and simple to install. We have integrated energy-efficient appliance and LED lighting throughout. The homes are also designed for optimal natural light and ventilation, reducing the need for artificial heating and cooling. And of course, we used Marley Stratus Design Series spouting and downpipes, which are 100% recyclable. As a developer, it's important to us that we create quality homes that will provide for Marley future generation. The Marley Stratus Design Series definitely provides a strong sense of assurance. We wouldn't choose anything else.
Nice. I definitely couldn't spot the spouting if it wasn't a close shot. Hello? Hi, Brendan.
Hey there.
Yeah, I was just saying that in the video, if it's not the close shot, I wouldn't have spotted the spouting.
Yeah.
It was perfectly hidden.
Yeah.
Which was great.
It's nice and sleek. And you might have noticed that was a really easy one to deliver because it's right across the road from the factory. Put on your shoulder.
Did you charge them? Did you charge them for the delivery fee?
Yeah, exactly. I was puffed. Yeah.
More examples, yeah.
So I've just got some other examples of installations. So we've got that Universal Homes one, the Universal Appeal. Mm-hmm. So that's in Hobsonville, out west Auckland, 3-story houses, a lot of typhoon profile, a lot of storm cloud profile there as well. Top left we have, that's in Ellerslie. So that's the copper, and it goes really well with that schist stone look as well. So, and then we've got that bottom right, and that's just an example of, some houses are going to have lots of bends, little nooks and crannies. So because, like I say, it's like slotting together Lego, and especially on the guttering, it's spouting, all our internal, external corners are pre-formed. So there's no cutting, riveting, siliconing. It speeds up your installation time. You can probably, on a 3-bedroom house versus steel, you're probably going to save yourself a good 4 hours or half a day. So they need to factor in the total installation time, let alone the lack of maintenance that goes with our products. With that 15-year guarantee, there's little or no maintenance. You won't have to do anything with it. And I guess the other thing too is that if you do have damage to like a metal spouting, you're going to have to change out that entire run of that house. Whereas if ours gets damaged or something hits it, you only have to cut out that little damaged part of a meter, and you can put a 1 or 1.5 meter length. So you're going to save your money if you do have any insurance claims or repairs to do.
Yeah. The traditional ones.
Yep. So traditional. So if you look at your classic Greyland or Ponsonby little villa, both the profiles, the Typhoon or the Storm Cloud or even the Classic go well with that. And then you've got a variety of colors, the titanium. We've had copper on there as well, but your flax black and iron sand go well with those type profiles, whether it's weatherboard or linear cladding as well. Yep. And then again, on that commercial front, I mentioned the Magnum goes well for pole sheds, but also we've put it on resorts in Denara Island and Fiji. That's that top left one. We also do churches and libraries and a lot of schools as well. So great profile for that, especially if you're in high salt areas. So that's where, it's going to beat metal every time when it comes to longevity. So just to recap, so everything that we do, it's made here in New Zealand. It won't rust, so you're going to get 15-year guarantee. We've had some of the classic up for 38, 40 years, and some of it's still going really strong. So it's UV resistant. It's not going to get brittle and break. And really, when it comes to drinking water or potable water, it's either PVC or aluminium downpipes that you're allowed to use. You can't use metal downpipes for capturing drinking water because of the metal seam that's formed when it's roll formed. So really it's PVC or aluminium, and PVC we're going to be a lot cheaper than aluminium. So there's cost savings as well.
Cool. 那么我们来再复习一下关于我们整个雨水槽和雨水管的系统啊。首先它是新西兰本地制造的，所以说它对本地的这个气候的适应是有非常好的应对，然后它也不会生锈，并且有15年的质保，然后它是对紫外线有非常强的抵抗的能力，所以它不会变脆，然后就轻易的这个断掉，而且它是100%可以回收的，并且呢在新西兰的这个 Building Code 的规定，如果说你希望通过就是收集雨水把它最后净化变为饮用水的话，那么只有 PVC 和铝合金的材料可以被用为收集雨水的水管。然后最后一点的话呢，就是它的这个 maintenance 是非常非常低的，几乎不需要去管它。然后下面我有几个问题要问一下 Brandon 啊。Okay, Brandon, there's a few questions that's directly relate to the rainwater solutions. There's quite a few terrace houses that's going around in Auckland. Is there a very preferred profile that you would recommend for terrace houses?
Look, not really. All of them. It just depends on that total roof area and the pitch and angle degree of what it's going to be, what profile you use. So all of them can accommodate it. This from the storm cloud through the classic to the typhoon. It just depends on that roof plane area. And we can calculate it for people. If they're stuck, they can just get hold of us and we can say, right, this profile is going to be right for you. So it goes on the roof area and the number of downpipes you can get on it. The key is how quickly you can get that water off the roof and into the stormwater system.
Cool. And the second question is, so for either homeowners' houses or for people that's doing their development projects, if they want to make sure that their spout system, their gutter and their downpipes are being looked after, is that something that the plumber would just easily take care of, or does that will have to involve architects or designers?
Is that from an installation or a maintenance point of view?
Just for design, not for maintenance.
Yeah,
for design and for build. Yeah, do they have to talk to architects to get something specifically designed for that, or just plumber would deal with it?
Yeah, I mean it's the spouting or guttering sometimes falls outside of that specification. So you'll see on your house plans it'll say colour steel, iron sand from Metalcraft. They're pretty much, they all do the same profile. So they might just say colour steel metal spouting, but it's easily to have it substituted out. They don't really, it's not cut and dry as regard. It has to be metal or it has to be PVC. So really it comes down to client choice. Architect specifiers are pretty on board with us because of the sustainability and the lifetime. So,
yeah, cool. And the very last question about the rainwater is, where can they find it? Either from a builder's perspective or from a homeowner's perspective.
You can pretty much find it everywhere. So all of the building merchants, so your Bunnings, Placemakers, Mitre 10, ITM will all stock it. If you're a plumber and you prefer to go through a Plumbing World or a Myco, Reese, Chester's, they all stock it as well. You might find that probably a Bunnings or Mitre 10 might have the coloured options on the shelf. Some of the plumbing merchants don't, but what they do is they order it in a special order and they'll have it within 2 days for you. If you allow 2 or 3 days anywhere in the country, we can get it to them. We hold a lot of stock of the colours, so we're never out of stock for that.
Yeah.
Any favourite merchant that you go through, they all stock it.
Yeah, and you mentioned before that the homeowner, if they want to install the system themselves, they can do it?
Absolutely, yeah. So if they go to our website, you'll find under the rainwater section, there's how-to guides. So there's both a DIY brochure, which tells you how to install it, but also under the Stratus, there's an installation guide there that's very thorough. So it'll, as long as they follow, it's about five key points of how to install it. If they follow that, they won't have any issues. The biggest thing when it comes to it is make sure that your brackets, you're using a string line to get those brackets dead straight, so that spouting, when it contracts and expands, it can move freely. You should be able to grab it and move it freely once you've installed it. That means your brackets are nice and straight. You only need 0.5 millimeter per meter fall for that rainwater to run out of the gutter. So it's not much of a bit of a dip. You've got to just make sure that your corners are installed nice and level and straight. But yeah, those brackets are the key. Having nice and dead straight, and then it'll move freely. They won't have any issues. But the website, it's a fairly comprehensive. Whether you're a DIY or an installer, you've been doing it for years, it's a great resource you won't have any issues if you follow that procedure. A key is also using the MCS cement, our tube. It's really important that you use that and don't use the PVC gold cement that plumbers use, because one, you'll void the warranty if you don't use the MCS tube. That also has a UV stabilizer in it and a bit of flex. The gold cement, it'll melt the rainwater PVC, but it'll go brittle after time, because that gold cement is used for when that product's not going to be exposed to the sun. So it will get brittle and crack if they use the gold cement. It'll start to drip and leak. But yeah, always use that MCS tube, and it comes in every color as well, so it will match the spouting.
Cool, thank you. Now we can move to deep blue.
Yep. So we're going to talk a little bit on the DWV acoustic pipe. So if there's any plumbers there, you might be familiar with when you install DWV waste pipe within multi-floors. Sometimes, or what they do is they install the pipe, then they'll go back through and they'll put on lagging, so that foam lagging to deafen the noise of the water vortexing out the pipe. So when they're flushing toilets, emptying a sink, in the shower, you're going to get a bit of noise between floors, like big apartments, hotels. So the traditional way is to use the lagging, but what we've done, we've come up with an acoustic pipe. So it saves time on installation time, but also space. Of sometimes you have sort of your joists, you're going to have a lot of space to play with. So that's where the acoustic pipe gets rid of the reason for the lagging. Yep. So this is obviously, it's great for high-rise apartments. Again, Auckland and Wellington are really strong zones for us. So when it comes to the acoustic pipe, we'll have some slides showing you how it's made up. So when it comes to noise control, it's on the same level as the lagging acoustic performance as with our blue acoustic pipe. So it just reduces that noise and space for those high-rise apartments. So just to show the main benefits of it. So we have consistent results because that pipe is preformed and it's like a thick biscuit. Reduces the noise. There's no lagging required, so it's going to save money and installation time. Obviously, you buy the lagging from a different person that supplies the DWV pipe, because the D-Blue's one system that comes straight from Marley, which goes through your plumbing merchant of choice. They'll just get it in on consignment as well. Meets all the BSA requirements, and it's a single system supplier. So we've got brands tested results for that. There's comprehensive manuals on our website that shows you that noise performance. Rather than me try to explain it now, it just shows you that it does do the same reduction of lagging performance versus the deep blue acoustic pipe. Yep.
Cool.
So again, obviously the benefits are there's a noise reduction. We don't need any lagging, so you don't have to go back over the job to install the lagging. And even better if you type the space, the pipe, because it's 50 mil offering 75 mil up to 160 mil. There's a pipe for every application. So it's temperature resistant from 90 degrees down to 0. And obviously 100% recyclable as well. So high chemical resistance, so it can be used in sort of commercial kitchen environments also. Yeah.
Cool. 那么我们大家现在看到的这个系统 Deep Blue， 刚刚 Brandon 也有做简单的介绍，它是通常用于比较高的公寓，或者说是像医院啦、图书馆这样的对噪音有一定要求的这个环境。然后呢，它的好处也是非常显而易见的。首先最显著的就是它的噪音的这个下降，并且它这个是通过认证的，并且在Marley 的网站上面它会有关于就是普通的这个塑料 PVC 的水管，然后跟 Deep Blue 的这个排水系统它们之间的一个噪音上面的区别。然后其次呢，就是从安装上面它是没有 lagging， 也就是说外面的这个隔音套的安装需求的，就是在安装的过程中不仅节省了时间，并且也让安装的这个难易程度变低了不少。然后第三个就是它有比较好的隔温的效果，不管是0度还是上到90度都是可以承受的。然后其次它也是100%可以被回收的。那么最后一点呢，就是它也对这个化学的反应是有比较好的耐受程度，不管说是比较酸的东西还是说是这种碱性的，它都可以承担。Okay, thank you.
So the way it's made up, it's got pretty much 3 layers. So the internal layer, that's the grey one, that's resistant to high temperature up to 90 degrees Celsius, and also chemical resistant to all those chemicals you're going to be exposed to from whether it's residential, but also that commercial kitchen. Then in the middle, the fill, we've got polypropylene, so that's medium density, and that's where all the noise reduction attributes come into, and it's really strong and stiff as well. The brackets, the acoustic bracket is really important that it's used as part of the system. So inside, you'll see that bracket's got rubber, so that helps with reducing the vibration. And there's also little inserts for whether it's going to be a horizontal or vertical application. You either take in those little clips or leave them in, depending. And those are all in those instruction ones on our website as well. It comes with a really good little manual that fits in your glove box. So, and then we have the outer layer, which is a polyprop blue. So that's resistance to those external tensions will come onto, and so it's really a whole system, and that's available from all plumbing merchants. They probably won't hold it in the shelf, but they just get it in again on consignment when you need it. We have samples, like I say, the website's fairly comprehensive with installation guide and what pipe sizes we have. And if they need samples, we're more than happy to send those out to people. Mm-hmm. We offer training on site as well. When they've never used it before, our territory manager will come out and guide them through that as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. 那么我们可以看到，其实屏幕上左边呢是对这个管道的3层的一个具体的解析。最里面的接触液体的这一部分呢，它是有比较高的抗滑学和抗温的反应的。然后中间的话呢，它起到了一个就是通过这个矿物质，然后把它进行隔音减噪的这样的一个物理的反应。然后最外面的话呢，同样也是有防止热胀冷缩的效应，并且它能够对气温的这个抗击有零下10度左右的这个 tolerance。 然后右边的这个环呢，其实可以看到它是跟结构去连接的，作为这个安装部分的部件。然后它的内部跟水管接触的环，它是有 rubber 的，也就是这个塑胶的成分。然后甚至包括它这个锁上的部分中间也是有 rubber 的。就不光水管的本身它是有降音隔噪的效果，并且它在整个作为一个系统来讲，这些零部件也都是比较周密的考虑到了。
So the type of applications that we've put this into in the past are Obviously, student accommodation where, you've got multi-floors. You want to keep it quiet. High-end residential in Taupo and Auckland. Retirement villages. And obviously a lot of high-rises as well. That'll be on the next slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there's just a guide of, there you see the blue, deep blue installed in that situation. So again, one installation only, there's no need to go back over and lagging. So once the plumbers get used to installing it, it becomes really quick for them to install it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the Rakai apartments. We've obviously done Christchurch Hospital as well, which is a really big project for us. And a lot of high rises going into Auckland as well. Kaianga Ora have also specified it. So that's going into, so they're the multi-level residential houses also. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Right, now I'm going to touch on sustainability and recycling. This is something we're really proud of. So just a little bit of history with that. So whether you've got your offcuts of your downpipe or your spouting when you're doing an installation, or your drain, waste and vent pipe, there's always been offcuts. So in the past, we will always just take back our own clean offcuts. We'd crush them, grind them back into sort of 1 millimeter size little beads again, and then we could put it back in the system. So we'd install it into sort of our drain flow pipe, which is our drain flow coil there. But we've had demand where people saying, well, can you take back used PVC that's for renovations, or they're digging up old pipe? So what we've done, we're going, yes, we can. So what we'll do now, we've got a standalone factory in Auckland and a standalone factory that's getting commissioned next year in Christchurch. So we'll take back any used PVC, not just Marley pipe, but we'll take back competitors' PVC pipe as well. We'll sterilize it, we'll clean it, we'll crush it all up, and then we'll put it back in the system. So any pipe that's sort of not exposed to the sun, so the drain flow or our grey stormwater pipe, we're putting that back into our products so that we're keeping it out of the landfill and putting it back into the system. So PVC can be pretty much recycled and reused for probably 100 years. So year to date for the calendar, we've taken back and recycled 820 tonnes of PVC that we're putting back into these products. So this drain flow product is 60% recycled product.
Mm-hmm. Cool. 那么新西兰本土的企业呢，其实它在这个可持续发展上面一直都是做的比较好的。那么 Marley 同样也是一样的，他们在过去的一段时间里面一直在致力于开发自己的这个 recycling program。他们不仅会回收自己产品的这个 offcut， 就是工地上的切割之后的余料，并且他们竞争对手的这种只要是 PVC 产品的，并且是清洁的这种情况下，不是说是拆的房子上面拆下来的这种废料，他们都是可以对他们进行回收的，并且PVC 这种塑料产品呢，通常它是有100年的使用寿命，在这100年内它都可以不断被循环、重复利用，然后重新生产。然后下面的话呢 Brandon 就会对整个项目进行一些着重的介绍。然后呢希望这个我们在继续观看我们公开课的观众们要注意的是，如果您的项目有想要了解 Green Star 或者是 Home Star 这个 rating 的话呢，这个 program 也是可以去给你的这个 Green Star 或者 Home Star 环保项目去进行加分的。
Yeah, so we can take back and recycle PVC or high density P as well. So a lot of city council dumps won't take back PVC, or if they do, they're going to charge you a lot of money for it. So now we're kind of closing that loop so we can take it back, reprocess it and put it in and make new products into it. So yeah, pretty exciting for us. It's something we're pretty proud of. So like I said, we've done 820 tonne this year so far. Our aim is to recycle and reuse 3,900 tonne by 2028, so about 3 years' time. So we'll have the Auckland factory up and running early next year, and then probably June, July, the South Island one will be ready to go as well. Yeah. So this has been a $11 million investment for us. So what we've done it in coordination with waste management. And the reason we've done that is obviously they've got the refuse tips, but they also have the logistics and transportation that we don't have that network. They do. So we're doing a joint venture with them. We had a $4 million grant from the government about 3-4 years ago to really kick this off and really drive that sustainability and recycling program. So from a global point of view, like I mentioned, we're owned by Early Access. We won an award last year globally. So we're leading the way globally on the sustainability and recycling program, which we're really proud of. And obviously this will go towards the environmental product declaration, Green Star, Home Star rating as well. So it gets up on those 5-6 star rating when we're saying, it is PVC, but also we can recycle it and put it back in the system, keep it out of landfill. So we're really proud of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we've done it with Unitech. So they've helped us with the best way to approach it and how to recycle it. They've been great for us. Like I said, we've had waste management in cahoots with them, and then leading the way from a company point of view as regards how to recycle it and put it back into the system. So like I said, the drain flow is at the moment 60% recycled. We plan to have this 70% recycled product. Yep. So like I said, we've got the factory in Auckland, which is in Otahuhu, South Auckland, and then the Canterbury one is going to be in cahoots with Comspec, which is a joint venture company. So like I say, on the point 2, waste management have that network of transportation. We've got collection places at the moment where you can take back your used PVC or offcuts to the likes of Plumbing World. They've got a bin outside. There are some Reese's and Chester's that are doing it, and some of the Mitre 10s as well. So as we get stronger, we're going to have more facilities, and obviously dumps you can take it back. They've got a recycling bin at your local refuse place as well. So the plan is by mid next year, we'll have both the North Island and South Island operational.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's our journey. So like I say, we did 700 tonne last year. We've done 820 tonne year to date. In that middle picture, that's what the bins will look like at the moment, where you can drop in your offcuts. As long as they're sort of like under 2 meters, we can get it in that bag. So as well as putting it into PVC products again, we can also, we've got a New Zealand, Auckland-based record company that's using our used PVC to make records. So yeah, pretty cool. A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that drain flow that we're obviously putting the product into, and you'll see that the cream inserts as well. Now that's all that cream grey fill is made out of spray and wipe janitorial bottles. So we're recycling them as well. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep those out of landfill also. So we're kind of leading the way on this venture. Yep. So go with the flow. So PVC North Island. So as I say, we're taking it back. We're sorting it. We're sanitizing it and decontaminating it. Then we crush it. We shred it, make it smaller so it goes into a granular form. Then we can put it back into our hoppers to start forming. Like I say, any product that's going to be buried under the ground, this recycling is perfect for it. Yeah.
Is there any Homestar or Green Star that would relate, like if a project they are doing all the recycling progress, is that going to be helping them to get Green Star or Homestar rating?
Absolutely, yeah. Because we've got our EPD product declarations on our electrical, our DWV pipe, and also our rainwater. So having all those goes towards that Green Star, Home Star rating as well. So yeah, they just need to, if they're not sure, they can just talk to us, and we have a technical manager that can go through that process to help them go towards getting those higher ratings.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to get in touch with Brendan, his email and his number is on the main page of the webinar.
Yep.
Yeah, and because of time, we'll probably only have around 5 minutes left. I might just pick a few questions that people might want to know.
Great.
So the first one is there any like new color or profile for Marley for gutter?
Yep. So the gold grey is that color, that light one. So we follow the color steel colors for your roofing and fascia and gutter. So gold grey will come out in February, and it probably takes us about 18 months to do all the 10,000 hour color testing, so you know the color's going to perform. So yeah, gold grey is the next one. We're looking at maybe a Windsor grey, sandstone grey in the next probably 18 months, but for now the gold grey is the next color up for us.
Yeah, cool. And also the next one is is there any design to prevent birds having nest and resting, or like just bird guards for the spout and the gutter system?
So we don't at this stage. We don't recommend that people put the gutter witches or that spongy triangle leaf guard into our gutter, purely because we find that it actually traps weight. So it'll trap debris, water, leaves. It'll get quite heavy and it will put it under stress. So at this stage, we don't recommend you put a gutter witch into it. We are working on a PVC screen that will sit over the top of our gutter. So our innovation team is working through that and designing that at the moment. So hopefully, probably within a year's time, we might have an offering to keep that debris out of our profile. Yeah.
Cool, nice. And then the next question is, where can I find the latest specification installation manual, and what kind of support do I get from Marley?
Yep. So if they go to marley.co.nz, if you click under rainwater, you're going to find all our resources. So you'll find our BIM files, you'll find our EPD, environmental declaration forms, you're going to find our installation guide. It's all there. It's fairly comprehensive, both for rainwater, but also for electrical and also for the plumbing products as well. So yeah, under that resource tab, there's a whole list of all that, whether it's installation or product declaration forms, they're all in there for you.
And the last question is about deep blue. Is there any like differences that they can feel, or like is there anywhere that they can go in to feel the difference to hear the difference actually between deep blue system and the normal downpipe?
If they go to the deep blue under the plumbing category and click on the deep blue, they will find the manuals there that would show the acoustic performance versus lagged PVC. So there's that there, and there's also a YouTube installation guide to show you acoustic properties and also how to install it versus how much quicker it is versus the lagging system. So yeah, but it is in the technical documents on the acoustic performance for it.
Yeah, cool, nice. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience while you're here?
No, like I say, the website is fairly comprehensive as regards for the rainwater installation guide. It's pretty good. If anyone's got any problems or they need us to come on site and talk them through whether it's the deep blue acoustic pipe or rainwater installation that they're not sure about, either myself or our territory managers throughout the country are more than happy to jump in and come out and see you and help you out. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time. And there's also some news that I'd like to share with you and our audience. So this will be the last webinar that I'm hosting for Product Spec. And the new host, Eunice, she's just sitting next to me. So I will just want to introduce her to the audience. 好，那么今天的话呢，也是本年度的最后一节公开课，然后也是我在建筑会直播的最后一场公开课。然后明年开始呢，我们的公开课会由 CMS 的新的这个 BD Eunice 秦，然后来担任，然后他就坐在我的旁边，他可以跟大家打一个招呼。
Hello， 大家好。
好。然后呢，今天我们的直播的内容可能就是到这里就 暂时的结束了，你可以坐到我旁边来。然后希望未来在我们的直播间呢，也继续见到大家对我们这个 program 的支持，然后我们也会为大家继续的带来更多建筑行业一些新的法规、不同材料的一些 update。好的，那么非常感谢各位的时间 and thank you so much, Brandon, to come all the way to Auckland and sit with me for this webinar, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
My pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for your time. And Lily, thank you. You've done a fantastic job, as always. Thank you so much.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.